Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Ross Jones, and I am your moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders around the world. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and all over the United States. The Black Speakers Network is a global community sharing business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. So today, our first speaker, her name is Sharonda Davis. Sharonda is the founder of the Huddle DAO, a collective of nurses committed to revolutionizing healthcare with the Web3 technology. With over 16 years of experience in critical care nursing, Sharonda is a visionary leader in the healthcare industry, determined to transform nurse recognition and organization. She has a passion for Web3 technology and in healthcare is unparalleled. She is currently pursuing a master's degree in nursing, informatics, and at Grand Canyon University to further expand her knowledge and expertise. So I want to present to you Sharonda Davis with a fireside chat with Grant. Hi, Sharonda. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm well, Roz. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm happy to have you here, and I'm also in the healthcare field, so I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And so, as we always say, genius is coming, and I'm going to see you on the other side.
Thank you. Thank you, Roz. Thank you for all you do in healthcare. And like I said, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm truly honored to be here today among so many phenomenal Black business owners. And I'm really excited to explore the wonderful world of Web3 with you all today. As you said, I've been a nurse now for the past 16 years. With COVID and everything, I got really burned out. And I went through a period of time where I was just kind of searching for something else to do. My youngest son is an artist, and in helping him with his art and his digital art, I stumbled across the term NFT, or non-fungible token, and I immediately fell down the Web3 rabbit hole. I began to learn so much about decentralization, blockchain technology, and cryptocurrency. And from there, I formed, Grant, who's here today and who's also the reason why I'm here, helped me form the brand NFT Nurse. With NFT Nurse, I've now gone on to be the co-founder of the Huddle DAO, which Roger did such a great job explaining our mission. We're on a mission to revolutionize healthcare with blockchain technology. I'm also an ambassador for Web3 Equity, which is a local group here in Miami that's focused on creating more gender equity in the tech space. I am a representative of Mission Impact, which was a global leadership program for Web3. And I'm also currently a Knight Foundation Health Innovation Fellow at Baptist Hospital here in Miami, where I was born and raised. So I've done now the past year, I've done as much studying as I can on decentralization and blockchain technology. And I found that there are a lot of ways that this technology can help the Black business owner. So that's what I would like to talk about a little bit today. We're living in a time of unprecedented technological change. The internet is evolving beyond the centralized systems that we've known. And really, I think that it would be a disservice for us not to learn about Web3 and the technology that is surely to come with it. Web3, a lot of people say, what is Web3? Many people associate it often with cryptocurrency and blockchain, and those things get so many bad reps in the press. So I hope that today with my presentation, I can clear up my passion for Web3, which is based around the decentralized nature of it. So just a little backstory. Web 1 can be compared to a billboard. When you're driving down the street and you see a billboard, it was just that read-only part of the internet that we all got introduced. Well, I got introduced to in about 8th or 9th grade, not to date myself, but that was when we hooked our routers up into the wall and we had AOL Messenger. And so that was Web 1. It was more like a one-way billboard where we could only read the information that was being presented to us. And now we're all very familiar with Web 2, the current state of the internet that we're in, where it's more like a two-way conversation or a phone call where we can actually interact with others. We can build a following on social media. We can leave comments and share our thoughts. The main difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is that Web 2, those are centralized platforms, mainly owned by companies like Facebook, Meta now. Those are the companies that own these centralized sites where we interact with each other. The main key difference with Web3 is the concept of decentralization. Decentralization means that there isn't just one central authority controlling everything. Instead, the power is distributed across a network of people, a network of nodes. It's not one single entity being used to manipulate or control the system. Decentralization places the power in our own hands. And as it pertains to the internet, it causes us to pay more attention to our digital identity. This is important because it allows new types of digital assets and applications to be created, like NFTs, which you may have heard the term before, non fungible tokens, decentralized finance platforms. These digital assets and applications are built on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a distributed ledger that allows for secure and transparent transactions without the need of intermediaries. So the blockchain can be compared to you balancing your checkbook. It's a ledger. It's a distributed ledger, and it allows for these transactions to be secure and transparent. And there's no need for a centralized source to manage this. So with decentralization comes a lot of personal responsibility, and there also comes a lot of opportunity for innovation. And that's why I'm so passionate about Web3, is because of the opportunity for innovation. Now is the time, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you are interested in, now is the time that you can help create that on the blockchain, or a version of that on the blockchain. So I think this is such an exciting time to create collaborative environments where we can have more control over the ownership of our digital lives. So that was just an introduction. I'll get a little bit more into the definition of Web3. It's also known as a decentralized web. This refers to, like I said, a newer version of the internet. And so a lot of people, when I'm talking to them, they tell me, oh, I don't believe in that. I've even been told that, Web3 could be compared to the Antichrist. I've been so many different things about Web3 I've heard, but the main thing I want you to know is that Web3 is certain to come. It's the next iteration of the internet. Just like I remember back in the day when the World Wide Web came about, and it's been through so many names, but I remember people said that that was the Antichrist, and that we were all going to be doomed to hell as a result of the internet, which now is a part of our daily lives. Web3 is only the evolution of that. It's certain to come, and the more that you can learn about it at this point, the better off you can help transition your business into this new era of technology. Web3 will allow users to interact with decentralized applications, like I said, that aren't controlled by a single entity. This new version of the internet will have the potential to shift the power away from one central organization and put it back in the hand of the individual. The reason why I think that Web3 is so important for Black entrepreneurs is because it has the potential to provide greater access to global markets, more potential for security and transparent transactions. And honestly, I feel like this is an opportunity to level the playing field for underrepresented communities, because it's so new and because there's it's so much opportunity right now. I feel like this is a chance to get in and have a say in what this new world will look like. Some of the key aspects to consider when you think about Web3 are decentralization. Decentralization is the key feature of Web3 that sets it apart from its previous web technologies. Web3 applications are distributed. They make resilient censorship and single points of failure very difficult. Decentralization also enables greater privacy and security, and it allows users to control their data without relying on a third party. So, unlike now, when you log into your email, that is owned by either Google or AOL, or your email now is owned by a third party. With a decentralized net, you would log into a wallet and your communication would solely be controlled by that wallet. So that will put the responsibility of your data and your communication into your own hands. The blockchain technology is the underlying technology that powers Web3. Like I said, it's a decentralized database that stores a ledger of transactions across a network of nodes. Each block in the blockchain is cryptographically linked to the previous block. So it's very difficult for it to be hacked. It creates an immutable record because this must happen before this can happen. And so many things will have to be changed in order to interrupt that. So that enables secure and transparent transactions, as well as the creation of digital assets that can be traded on a decentralized exchange. Those digital assets are often referred to as cryptocurrencies. These are created and traded on various blockchains. Unlike traditional currencies, cryptocurrencies are not backed by a central authority like a government. Their value is determined by supply and demand of that market. Cryptocurrencies enable peer to peer transactions without the need again for a third party. And they can also be used to incentivize users to participate in decentralized networks. This is very important because your company could create its own cryptocurrency to be traded as rewards. Like Starbucks just created a cryptocurrency program, a reward program through Web3, where it's kind of like a reward system and you're earning through buying Starbucks. So your company could create these types of reward systems via cryptocurrencies and decentralized networks. Smart contracts are the self-executing contracts that run everything on the blockchain. They're automated transactions and they can be created to decentralized applications that run on the blockchain. So smart contracts can be used to enforce rules and conditions of transactions and can be used to create decentralized autonomous organizations. Decentralized autonomous organizations, that is what we are at the Huddle Down. Basically, a decentralized autonomous organization is ran by the blockchain. All of us have a token that we buy into the DAO with, and then that token allows us to vote based on the terms in our smart contract. So no one person is controlling everything because we can only vote on proposals that have been made to the blockchain, and then the blockchain is what grants that proposal or denies it. So there's no one person at the top. I'm not the president of the Huddle DAO. I'm the co-founder of the Huddle DAO. We're all jointly making decisions together, and those decisions are guided by our votes that we vote on the blockchain via our cryptocurrencies. And I know this is all a lot. I want to go back to DAOs because I do believe that DAOs have the power to create a whole new way of organizing. And I feel like this is something that could really help us as a people, just with planning things like business meetings and family reunions. Simple things like that could be controlled without one person being the main force, without a head down approach. The DAO allows the whole group to have a say in what goes on based on how much ownership they have in the group, and that can be determined by a token, an NFT. Our DAO, we're controlled by a token. So if you have one token, you're allowed one vote. If you have more tokens, you're allowed more votes, and you earn the tokens based on your sweat equity or the contributions that you make to the DAO. This is a very simple structure. It's I will admit that it is experimental. Right now, there are a lot of government regulations that are coming down that may regulate the way DAOs are handled in the future, but it's a great concept to consider for any organization that wants to decentralize its decision-making processes. Decentralized apps are also one factor of Web3. Decentralized apps, they're applications that run on the blockchain. They're open source, meaning that anybody can contribute to them, and they can be used for a variety of reasons: peer-to-peer payments, voting systems, supply chain management. So all these are just some key concepts of Web3, and I'll just go back over those key concepts again. Decentralization, that's the key feature, which means that there's no centralized governing body. blockchain technology, which is the centralized database, a ledger of transactions, cryptocurrencies, digital assets that are created and traded on the blockchain, smart contracts that are self-executing contracts that are coded on a blockchain, and then decentralized apps and decentralized autonomous organizations, which are organizations and applications that are run by the blockchain. So, what does this all mean to you, and what are some ways that, as a Black entrepreneur, you can leverage Web3 for your company? One thing that I've seen is token sales being used to raise funds, and this is not legal or financial advice, but there are many companies that are creating and issuing their own cryptocurrency tokens, and they're using this to incentivize investors. They're using it to incentivize supporters and communities. They're really using these cryptocurrencies to promote the growth of their projects. So cryptocurrency can be used to create a whole ecosystem for your company. It can also be used to create new revenue streams and open up your borders. Ethereum is it can be transferred across nations, so you can be able to purchase and buy things without all of the currency fees that are sometimes incurred when you make large transfers. Cryptocurrency payments for products and services, they open up a whole new revenue stream, and they expand your customer base to a global market. The blockchain, I feel like, also establishes trust and transparency with smart contracts. Black entrepreneurs can use smart contracts to create a transparent and secure transaction process that is automatically enforced by the blockchain. This can help establish trust with your customers and partners, and it can also reduce the need for so many intermediaries. One thing that I love about Web3 is the Web3 creator culture. A lot of artists in Web3 now are able to create and promote their art and even sell and benefit from their art without having to pay an intermediary a fee, or without being charged. They're even able at sometimes to receive their royalties directly to themselves. And I think that's very important, because sometimes we're robbed of our culture or not rewarded as well as we should be for the contributions that we make to culture. So I feel like Web3 really removes some of those barriers and allows for more direct peer-to-peer interaction. Decentralized applications also, I feel like, can help Black entrepreneurs create dApps. There are a lot of no code websites that can help you create a dApp for your business. Web Studio is one that I know that you can go to, and without even knowing any coding, you can create an app for your business with very little technical skills. There are all kinds of programs that can help you create these dApps. There's also, I want to tell you about the different social media platforms that are being formed, decentralized social media platforms where you control your interaction on social media. I know Lens Protocol is one. Blue Sky is a new one. Both of these have waiting lists where you have to wait for a profile, but these are decentralized social media platforms where you're solely in control of your social media. You don't have to worry about an algorithm or Instagram coming and taking that from you. So these are all new ways that Black businesses can promote themselves in a decentralized manner. Fan base, that's a social platform that connects fans with their favorite celebrities and creators. They recently raised $3.5 million. That's the other thing. If you have an idea right now, or you have a new business model that you want to get together and try, these decentralized platforms allow for collaboration. They allow for communities to come together and to build together. That's another thing that I did not mention about Web3. As Web3 ecosystems continue to grow, you can see communities coming together to build businesses like we've never seen before. Innovative businesses, new ideas can all come out of entrepreneurs coming together and creating together. So those are just some of the reasons why I'm very passionate about Web3. I hope that I have covered all the things. I feel like I was all over the place, But I hope that I have covered all the reasons why I'm so passionate about Web3. And I'm so glad you jumped on, Grant, to help me make sense of it all. As I feel
No. I mean, you
glad.
made a lot of sense. You covered a lot of ground. No one can just absorb everything that you're talking about. I mean, we don't even understand Web 2.0 from a technical standpoint, but you know how to use it. Most people use it, they use social media. You're showing them this is going to be a different way of not only utilizing a platform, but able to monetize on a platform and actually create your own identity. One thing I love about what you are doing, me and you, we work together on your own brand, NFT Nurse, and you took 16 years of your complete experience and you put it into a emerging technology platform in which you can now help people, whether they're in a metaverse world, virtual reality, augmented reality, wherever that might be in this new emerging world in which you're able to do it. Talk to us a little bit about some of the projects you've been involved with.
Well, one thing I'm very excited to talk to you about is our Appreciate You NFT that the Huddle DAO is launching. This is just a way to merge healthcare professionals, Web3, cryptocurrencies, and NFTs. It's basically an introductory NFT to nurses. We're encouraging people that already have wallets in cryptocurrency to purchase this digital asset on behalf of a nurse in the community that they want to thank. So I'm very proud of this initiative because, as many of you know, nurses are leaving this profession in droves. This year alone, more than 90% of nurses are leaving, hopefully including me. God forgive me, but I had to put that out there. One of the reasons nurses are leaving is burnout and underappreciation. So this is a small, simple token from the Huddle DAO. If you purchase the cryptocurrency, the digital asset, a nurse that you identify will receive a physical gift in the mail for Nurse Week. So this is our first NFT. You can go to thehuddledow.com to sign up for the waiting list. Actually, that's going to be appreciateyou.co. You can go to sign up for the waiting list for the NFT. Appreciate with 3 as the letter E instead of the letter E.co. You can go and join the waiting list for our nurse appreciation NFT. And basically, Grant, the disheartenment and burnout of nurses is what led me to found the Huddle DAO. I believe that it will take nurses to save nurses. And with the Huddle DAO, our goal is to bring nurses together at various points in their experience and career and use that our brains and our community to build new innovation for healthcare via the blockchain. Many may know that innovation in healthcare takes years and years and years because often it's coming from the top down. So we're using the decentralized autonomous organization approach to build it from the bottom up. So that's the whole mission and goal of the Huddle DAO, is to build a whole new future of healthcare via the blockchain.
You're doing some phenomenal things. I love the
Thank
innovation.
you.
Love it. Love
Thank
the
you.
initiative. You're taking control of your experience because no matter, I know that the nursing field has definitely been challenging, but a lot of people choose it because they love the work that they do. They just want to have the ability to do it in different ways, and this is one of the ways they can do it. Now, there's a lot of novices out there. I include me as a novice. Like, all right, I say, wow, this is all great. This is great. Help me understand, like a 6-year-old,
Mhm.
how to establish my wallet so I can connect with this particular Web3 and get involved, because everyone knows, like, oh yeah, I have to have a website. I have to have a URL in order to access a website. Talk to us so we understand what we really need to do in order to interact with Web3.
Thank you for that question, Grant. So, just like you said, like a URL, when you create a URL for your business, there's a whole bunch of letters, and and that's basically how people find you. That's how they interact with your business. If there's going to be any payments, that's where those transactions occur. With Web3 is almost the same exact thing, but it is called a wallet. I think the easiest wallet to set up for a novice is called MetaMask. That's MASK. It's the icon is a wolf, and that's when you see that wolf, that's how you'll know you're on the MetaMask site. Now, MetaMask is it's pretty self-explanatory. You set it up just as you would an email. You put in your information, and then it's going to give you a seed phrase. Now, right now, I don't think that's the best user experience, but that's the only way to access your wallet. So you want to make sure that you write that seed phrase down and keep it in a safe place. Once you write that seed phrase down, you're going to create a password for your MetaMask account. And then that MetaMask account is going to have your wallet. So it'll have a unique phrase, just like your URL, but it'll be like mine is directly to me, Sharonda. Just as if I had a Huddle Down website where I have a Huddle Down wallet. So I think that's the best explanation. It's like your own personal website, but in Web3, it's called a wallet because you are going to need to sometimes make digital transactions.
That's interesting. So, but like a website, can you then take your wallet? Can you digitize? Can you customize it and make it your own? And then how do other people? I guess you have to just give the information out for people to find you.
Indeed, you do. In order to make transfers to and from a wallet, you would have to copy and paste that wallet address from MetaMask to wherever you were going to send or receive payments from. Now, there is something called an ENS domain that will allow you, just like with GoDaddy, to give that title, give all of those letters a title. Like I have one that's called nftnurse.eth. You can go to ENS domains and purchase right now. There, maybe you may find your name. I know a year ago it was much easier to find names, but you can go to ENS domains. There's unstoppable domains. These are ways that you can take all of those letters and create a specific domain with your name, your company's name, and it'll have .eth or something related to Web3, and you won't have to remember all of the letters and numbers, and you won't have to copy and paste every time.
This is wonderful. So now you got your wallet. This is kind of like your car. This is how you drive, right? But
Yes.
now you can get into these other worlds, and there's some other things that are happening out there because it's a big world. I think they call it an ocean right now, right? So
Yeah.
tell people how they have, how do you move in this new Web 3.0 world? There's virtual worlds out there. There's other things out there. So if you're a novice and you're just getting on there, you don't know nothing about Decentraland, you don't know anything. I mean, help people, to get to where they need to go to really take advantage of it.
I would say start with where your interests are. So, like my interests are in healthcare. So I tend to gravitate to communities that are Web3 communities that are discussing healthcare. When it comes to metaverses, or these virtual AR realities like Decentraland and Sandbox, with Web3 is very community driven. I don't think I stressed that enough in my presentation. So with Web3, I think the best thing to do is find your tribe first. Let your passions lead you to a tribe of people centered around your interests that are already working in Web3. You'll find them in Discords. You'll find them, if you're not familiar with Discord is a gaming platform that has now been mainly used and turned into a Web3 kind of chat platform. So most Web3 communities have a Discord. They may have a Telegram. They may have a WhatsApp group. You find these communities and join those communities. Most communities have some type of onboarding feature that will teach you all about crypto, blockchain, and NFTs. So that's how I learned. I joined Web3 Equity, the community that I mentioned. I went to several onboarding events, and I continue to go to various boot camps and things to learn more and more. But I would say in Web3, because it's your digital identity and it's who you are, let your passions and your interests lead you to a community and then build together with that community.
That is great advice, man. That helped me so much. You're not by yourself. You're not trying to just bump into everything and then try to figure it out. So if you find a good tribe or you know people, right, just like anything else, you go to, an event, or you go to, some kind of a hotel or something like of that effect. You're gonna find, like you said, you're gonna gravitate to people and start having conversations, and then they're going to help you, I would figure, and what you're doing. But you're part of a group. This is what the Huddle D DAO. That's your group. That's your particular group that you put together.
Yes, yes, I'm the co-founder of that group. Right now, we have about 17 nurses. Basically, we've done a hackathon that we had with the nursing students here at FIU, where we brought nursing students and developers together to innovate new ideas in healthcare. There were two teams. They came up with some fascinating ideas. Hopefully, they will move forward with those ideas. But those are the types of things that we want to do with nurses. So I do want to encourage any nurses that are listening. If you're interested, come to the Huddle DAO and learn more about blockchain technology. I do believe that we're the only nurses. I'm going to go ahead and dust my shoulders off right there because it's not easy. But I do believe that we're the only nurses right now that are doing this. So if you are a nurse or you know a nurse that wants to learn more about blockchain with the community, please refer them to the Huddle DAO. We'd be more than happy to help onboard them. And I do want to clarify when I said find your community, do your own research also, because with decentralization, that is something that is very, very, very important. It is you. You are the owner of your transactions, of your data, of the way you move on this new decentralized internet. It depends on you. So I guarantee, I implore you to please do your own research, study as much as you can about various blockchains and cryptocurrencies, and then find a community. Don't let the community tell you, because a lot of people are running scams and things like that. So definitely do your own research first.
Yep. Use your own intelligence, right? Common sense to
Yes,
know
sir.
that, and try to work with people that you trust, know, and like, right? I want to pivot just a little bit because you talked about something earlier. You had worked with me when I first met you. You said, Grant, I see what you're doing with branding. This is what I want to get into. I'm a nurse. I really want to do this NFT world. I'm just not sure how I can, begin to traverse and really create and be my own self in this world. Talk to the people, because there's nurses out here doing exactly what you've been doing, and they're interested in some of these new things that are taking place, and they're just feeling a little tentative. Talk to them where you were and where you're at now.
Well, first of all, I want to openly thank you because you really did help me, but with just forming just the confidence. I think the confidence is the main hurdle, especially when you're coming from one industry to another, you leaving an industry that you're an expert in to become now a novice. And how do you even get people to listen to you or to hear your voice? One thing I will say, Grant, is that the more you do the work, the more confidence you gain. The more you learn, the more you go, the more conferences you attend, the more people you talk to, the more certain you feel about what you know and what you're doing. And that is what really has helped me, grow from where I was barely, last year I didn't even want to come on here. I was so nervous, but now I can't stop talking about blockchain and crypto because it's all I do. It's all I study outside of my family and being a nurse. This is my passion. And so I feel like if you're passionate about something, become the very best that you can be at it. And as you get better and better, your confidence builds, and that helps to build your brand.
Well, you said that right. We got to work. You were a client of mine, and we talked about how we're going to build this brand. We're going to take you through this whole entire process. And it was a journey for me as well, because this is still very new territory. I had to do the market research. I need to understand where you kind of fit in this ecosystem. And then when we came back and we talked, and said, guess what? There's not a lot of people doing what you're doing. It's a pioneering experience. You are an expert, whether you realize it or not, because you're bringing in your 16 years of nursing knowledge. Now we're just repackaging it
Yes.
into a new world, of digitization or virtualization, however you want to look at it. You don't need to know all this techie stuff, but it's good to understand what it is so you know how to do what you want to do. But you brought up those other good elements. You're doing it so you can innovate, that you can then create, and that you can bring together community that you never could do that before as the NFT nurse.
Yes, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for helping me make that transition. One thing you told me that I remember was to study and to position myself as a thought leader and to know what I'm talking about. And that is something that I rely heavily on to continue to learn as much as I can so that I can pass this information on. That's something that I feel like this is information that we all need to know. And I'm just grateful to be able to understand it. And I hope that I'm learning how to present it in a way that's understandable as well.
Oh no, you're doing great service right now. Again, this is pioneering work. And as healthcare starts to look at this platform and technology as a way to improve the lives of others, that's what we're looking to do. And there's so many use cases that are out there that you can begin, especially when you start looking at the mental field. How can we begin to help people with their neurological challenges, or mental health field? What does that look like, right? Or just being able to make someone just feel better because they have anxiety issues. There's so many different things out there. What are some things that you think are some innovations that maybe you haven't completely got them all done and ready to go out the door, but that you're thinking about that the audience would appreciate?
Well, one innovation that I shy away from talking about because I don't know if we can imagine it, but I do imagine a day where we receive healthcare in our homes. In many other countries, there's a model of healthcare where people only go to the hospital when they're ill, when they're critically ill, when they need machines and they need life-saving things that they cannot receive at home. Outside of that, doctors and nurses visit them at home. And I think that the way of the world is headed towards a more home-based type of care. And I believe that the blockchain has a lot of solutions to help facilitate that type of nursing and physician care, where you remember back in the day where the physician came with his black box. If you study those times, people were healthier during those times. As America's population continues to age, people aren't going to be able to travel 30 minutes, and especially those in rural communities or with debilitating illnesses that don't allow them to leave their home. So that's something that I'm very optimistic about, the future of the metaverse and healthcare merging to create new ways to provide healthcare. That's something that I believe wholeheartedly in, and that's why I'm here now, because I want to see it all the way through.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if the audience needs to get in touch with you, we're getting to the top of the hour, and you've done a great job of defining Web 3.0, what it's all about. You gave some really good information. Now we're finding about use cases. We definitely have tuned into your passion and your why. I think that's critical. So if the audience needs to get in touch with Sharonda Davis, what's the best way?
The best way is on LinkedIn. I'm Sharonda Davis, RNBSN on LinkedIn. The Huddle Dow is thehuddledow.com. You can, if you're a nurse or you know a nurse that may be interested in learning more about blockchain technology, you can send them there. And then if you're a crypto enthusiast and you want to try a new form of digital assets to thank a nurse, you can go to our appreciateyou.co website with the number 3 instead of the letter E to purchase an NFT for a nurse that you want to say thank you to.
I think that is wonderful. We're going to go ahead and conclude here. I am Grant McGaw. I am the head of Team 5 Star that has been bringing you these wonderful speakers throughout the week. Here we are going into end of the week on Friday. We got Sharonda Davis. This has been wonderful. So with that
Thank
said,
you so much, Grant. Thank you.
No, you knocked it out the park. I really, really appreciate you. So genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
There she is.
Hey, you guys. Thank you so much.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at #BBX USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.